Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it's time for me to bring you episode number 11 of our FIFA 16 Leicester City career mode. Now in today's episode, as you may have gathered from last episode, we are now plunging face first into the January transfer window. Now that of course is not the only thing we'll be doing today. We've got two games in this episode because we are in the transfer window, playing Bournemouth and Aston Villa in the Premier League. Of course, we're in a decent run of form Premier League wise. We won against Chelsea a few episodes back, but last episode got two draws, a massive a ridiculous game against Liverpool which ended 4-4, and a 1-1 draw against City, as well as beating Brentford in the FA Cup. But yeah, two Premier League games of which really both we'd be looking to win. We are second in the league, I think, going into third in the league going into this game against Bournemouth, who are actually bottom of the league. We've got to get into some transfer stuff a little bit later on. If we could smash around about 75 likes for this episode of career mode, that would be massively appreciated. Now, in the background, you'll have seen a moment ago, earlier you'll have seen a squad report. If you want to go back and check that out, that's absolutely fine. Now you're seeing the squad in the background there. Again, the fairly standard sort of really strongest team that we can put out. But we're playing against Bournemouth, who have the worst away record in this league. Now, obviously, we're playing them at the King Power Stadium, so they are the away team, and you'd have thought, you know, they would keep up with that bad record, but they've actually hit the post there with Max Gradel, who, of course, scored a free kick against us in the reverse fixture in the Barclays Premier League, and he almost did so again, and Bournemouth were doing really all of the early pressing without having too many glaring opportunities. A few long shots here and there, Gradel hitting the post there from the free kick, but from a corner, they probably should have done better there through Elphick. I think it's Tommy Elphick there, the defender from the corner. Schmeichel coming out, not really getting anywhere near it, and thankfully it went wide. Jamie Vardy did somewhat test Artur Boruc later on as well, but we started to get into the game really in the last 20 minutes. Nathan Dyer forcing a save there from Artur Boruc as well in the 83rd minute, and into injury time, Riedewald managing to find his centre-back partner there, Robert Huth, but unfortunately for us, Adam Federici was able to save, and that was really our best chance of the game. It could have easily ended with us taking a shock win there, really, in terms of the way the game panned out, but it did end 0-0 rather unsurprisingly after a lack of real clear-cut opportunities. Unsurprisingly, our defence did well, some good ratings for Kante and Inler, but overall, we just didn't perform well enough. As a squad, attacking-wise, it wasn't good enough. Embolo and Kramrich were pretty poor when they played, but Vardy and Okazaki came off the bench and offered a little bit of life. You'll notice when those guys came on, same for Nathan Dyer, we actually managed to build quite a few chances through those guys. In the background, though, you're seeing an absolute barrage of transfer offers for Kasper Schmeichel. Quite a few of you guys actually said I should get a new goalkeeper. I'm not planning to yet. I'm probably going to do that in the summer. I'm quite happy with how Kasper Schmeichel is performing, especially with the ridiculous amount of clean sheets we got earlier on in the season. So I'm going to look to do that in the summer, not right now. But a lot of you guys said to get a new centre-back, and we'll get onto that a little bit later on. But first of all, we're looking at a new youth winger, if you like. A young, promising winger that we can bring in who will have a good potential in a good overall in a few seasons from now. Therefore, they've got a good potential. We've looked at Francois Camano, Theo Bongonda of Celta Vigo, his teammate Dejan Drazic, who also plays for Celta Vigo, and Benjamin Verbic of Copenhagen, as well as many others. We also looked at Dani Ceballos of Real Betis. We also looked at Gonçalo Guedes. Unfortunately, they were both rejected. We offered nothing, plus Mark Albrighton, who's a fairly expendable part of the squad. I don't particularly use him, and in all the offers we made for all of the wingers, about 10 wingers in total, we offered nothing, plus just purely Mark Albrighton. Now, Ceballos and Guedes we were rejected for. For Verbic, they accepted straight away. Bastia wanted about 800k plus Albrighton for Francois Camano, and Basel wanted 4.7 million plus Albrighton for Jean-Paul Boetius, which is not going to happen. So Ceballos, Guedes and Boetius are out of the running, but Francois Camano and Verbic certainly are. We also got word back from Sporting Lisbon. They weren't interested in the player, as we offered for Matias Pereira, who's a young Sporting Sporting Lisbon winger, and Celta Vigo rejected for both Dejan Drazic and Theo Bongonda because they were not interested in Mark Albrighton, which pretty much left us with two players, being Francois Camano and Benjamin Verbic. We made a new offer for Francois Camano of 450,000 plus Mark Albrighton, and Bastia decided to accept that offer, and we then went ahead and made a contract offer of 15k a week and a 4-year contract. We also made the same offer for Benjamin Verbic. No, hang on, sorry, we made a 20k a week contract offer for Benjamin Verbic, squad rotation player and 4-year length, but he costs nothing in terms of a transfer fee, just a straight swap with Mark Albrighton involved. And I'll ask a little bit later on whether you guys think I should get Verbic or whether I should get Francois Camano, based on their overalls that you should hopefully see on the screen a little bit later on. Nevertheless, it's time to get into the second game of this episode, and we are facing Aston Villa, another team struggling down towards the bottom of the table. This time not in the relegation zone, they are in 16th in the league, but after a disappointing 0-0 draw against Bournemouth, we'll be looking to come out strong and win this game. As you can see, I think a completely unchanged squad apart from the two strikers, as Okazaki and Vardy come in for Kramaric and Mbolo, having offered quite a lot more against Bournemouth, and Andy King, Dele Alli and the such like on the bench. Now, one thing I've got to apologise for in this game is the footage did corrupt quite spectacularly, so there are quite a few periods where it looks a bit strange. As you can see though, you'll still be able to see the gameplay in the background fairly clearly. You'll have seen that we're starting to put some pressure on the 20th minute there. Vardy forcing a save from Guzan, and from the resulting corner, Gökhan Inle getting his head on a cross into the box, and it was saved again by Guzan. It's into the box again. Sisto gets his head on it at the near post. It hits the bar, and Shinji Okazaki blocks the clearance of Alan Hudson on the line, which forces the ball into the back of the net, and we've got a rather fortuitous first goal in the 23rd minute thanks to Shinji Okazaki. Gökhan Inle though going forward again and forcing a save from Guzan as we continue to dominate the first half. Riyad Mahrez cutting inside in injury time in the first half, and the referee has given a penalty after Mahrez goes down, but Joleon Lescott clearly gets the ball, and having scored from basically blocking a clearance on the line earlier, we've got another massive chunk of luck here, as we've been given a penalty that was just not deserved at all. Joleon Lescott clearly gets the ball. Okazaki though steps up and he dispatches the penalty to make it 2-0 right on the edge of half-time. An important goal, very important timing on that one, because that changes Aston Villa's sort of team talk very drastically. As you can see, moving into the second half, the 72nd minute, Jordan Ayew puts a ball into the box. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to corrupted footage. I'll sort of describe the goal to you, because I wasn't going to just leave it out. Ashley Westwood has got his noggin on a cross into the box from Jordan Ayew from the free kick. Kasper Schmeichel has come out. He's tried to punch it. I tried to justify Kasper Schmeichel earlier as well, didn't I, saying he's been performing well. But unfortunately, that's another mistake there from the Dane. We did go forward and score late on with 3 minutes to go, but unfortunately it was offside. But the game in the end did end 2-1 to us. I didn't put a little sort of cutscene in the end because that was massively corrupted and it would have hurt your eyes. So there you could see the ratings in the background. A fairly sort of standard game. I would have taken a 2-1 win, obviously, before the game. We probably should have won by more, in all honesty. Aston Villa, literally, their goal was their only real big chance of the game. Nathan Dyer was unfortunately thwarted late on as well in the 90th minute on a counter-attack, but again the footage was corrupt. I couldn't do much about that. As you can see, they're moving on from that game. That's 4 points then in this episode after 2 games. You can see some training. Again, I'm training these two young Danish youth academy players, Jonsson and Makienok. This is their last training week, and then I'll move on to the other Danish young youth academy players, and rather fittingly, they've both gone up again. Makienok up 1 to 54 in this episode, and Jonsson up 2 to 55. But as you can see in the background, I'm showing you the actual overalls and a tribute for Francois Camano and Benjamin Verbic, as well as their player information. Now, what you'll notice is Benjamin Verbic is more the sort of the all-round winger, whereas Francois Camano is very much based on pace. You'll be seeing Camano in the background now. He's very much based on pace. So in the description there will be a straw poll asking you guys which winger should I get. Now, overall, they're not going to play too often, and I wasn't actually going to do a vote on this, but overall, I cannot decide which winger I want to get, whether it's Camano or Benjamin Verbic, because I like the look of both of them, and unfortunately, I can't choose between them. So in the description, there'll be a straw poll poll. If you want me to buy Verbic, tick Verbic. If you want me to buy Kamano, having seen their sort of attributes and their specialities, but if you want me to sign Kamano, tick Kamano, and the link to that is in the description. A lot of you guys have also been saying you want me to sign a new centre-back, so I've made some inquiries for a few players, and you're going to see them in full now in the background. A lot of people have said that I should sell Robert Huth and buy a new centre-back. Now, the centre-backs I've been looking at in terms of the amount of money that we're going to be able to spend, I've got Joel Veltman of Ajax, Kevin Wimmer of Tottenham, Jordi Amat of Swansea, Stefan Bell of Mainz 05 for 05, Bamba Anderson of Eintracht Frankfurt, and Jean-Armel Kanabayik of Toulouse. Now, Jordi Amat, Joel Veltman and Kevin Wimmer are really the ones I'm looking at the most. We've also got this guy, Nicholas Nkodu, whose contract is actually expiring at the end of the season. Therefore, we can get him on a contract expiry. However, we don't have enough in terms of wages to be able to buy him yet. So again, there'll be a second vote. This will be a second straw poll in the description. They will be labelled. Do you want me to buy a new centre-back? That's literally that simple. Not who you want me to buy, just yes or no. Do you want me to sell Robert Huth and get a new centre-back? If yes, tick yes. If no, tick no. And we'll deal with what centre-back we're actually going to buy next episode. So those two straw polls will be in the description. In the background, you'll be seeing the table after that episode. And we jump back up into second place in front of Newcastle again after grabbing 4 points that episode. We've still got United and Arsenal breathing down our necks as well, and we're still quite a long way behind Chelsea after those drop points against Bournemouth. Still Spurs, City and Liverpool struggling. Everton way down in 11th place as well, but still, despite the change up to legendary, we seem to be doing okay. Back up in second place, losing a bit of ground, however, to Newcastle and United in recent times, but just about holding on to that second place. If you did enjoy, though, this episode of Career Mode, feel free to smash the likes button. 75 likes would be massively appreciated, and you'll see another one of these at the start of next week. But yeah, comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. Don't forget to sort of vote on the two straw polls in the description, and subscribe if you are new around here as well. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.